And with a ceasefire in place, there are hopes for some stability across the oil markets. Global benchmark Brent trading at about $67 per barrel, while U.S. crude edging higher to about $65 per barrel. Joining me now for more insight on all of this is Umud Shokri. He's a senior visiting fellow at George Mason University and a highly regarded energy strategist. Thank you so much for coming on with us, sir. So oil, both Brent and U.S. crude, have steadied, but there's still room for a lot of volatility there. So where do you think those prices go from here, particularly as the U.S. Federal Reserve may be close to initiating a cut in its key benchmark rate, which generally spurs economic activity and oil demand?
Thanks for having me on the show. And as you mentioned in your report, yes, during the last 2 weeks and after that they starting war between Iran and Israel, we saw that instability in the market and oil price went up, and it's against the national security of main energy consumer around the world, no matter US or countries from the East Asia or Europe. And in this regard, all countries, especially the demand side, trying to help the create stability in the market, especially trying to keep stability in the region. And energy comes from, from the Middle East. Briefing your question, according to U.S. Energy Information Administration and JP Morgan, if a ceasefire will continue, we can see oil price is still between 60 to 65 per barrel by the rest of the 2025. 2025. But if we can see uncertainty in the market, and also we can see growing tension in the region, especially in the Middle East, we can expect that oil price goes up. And if Fed, according to economists, Fed is planning to cut interest rate, and it's the best driver for the U.S. industry. It means it gives the opportunity to decrease borrowing costs, and it will help the U.S. industry. And it means that we need more oil for the U.S. industry. If we see more demand, it means that we have seen more supply from the supply side. And if we cannot see some more supply, it's expected to oil price goes up after Feds make a decision to interest rate cut.
Sir, I'm curious, what did you make of Donald Trump's social media posts that China can now continue to buy oil from Iran? I didn't know that they had stopped.
Yeah, it's a great point. As you know, by 2018, during the Trump first term, when he withdrew from the JCPOA, he imposed a sanction against Iran oil export. With the aim of the Iran oil export dropped to zero, but China continued to import cheap oil from the Iran because diversification of the energy resource play an important role in China energy security. And at the same time, during that Ukraine war, China also continued importing cheap oil from the Russia as well. And in this regard, as you mentioned, during this last 7 years, China every month importing oil from the Iran, especially in the COVID era. China did not cut oil importing from the Iran. Briefing Trump statement in its social network. It's just a statement, but as I mentioned, China continue importing oil from the Iran, and it's not related to the Trump statement in its social media.
Yeah, it was quite remarkable, though, to hear President Trump earlier speaking and saying that, look, the economy of Iran needs to rebuild now. They've been bombed. They've been hurt so badly. So let China keep buying the oil. That was a remarkable comment from a sitting U.S. president. Just how important is China to Iran's oil sector?
Yeah. As I mentioned in the second question, during the last 7 years, and U.S. imposed a lot of sanctions under Trump maximum pressure campaign. Biden administration due to energy crisis and also due to ongoing negotiation between Iran and the Biden administration over Iran nuclear program is the sanction, and Iran used this opportunity to boost its oil export to China. But when Trump came to power again, try to apply more sanctions against Iran. Regarding your question, as I mentioned, Iran, more than 90% of Iranian oil export goes to the Chinese market. And during the last year, China and also Iran construct new port in Iran and China to continue oil trade, because Iran needs Chinese market, because without the exporting the oil to the Chinese, Iran will face huge crisis in economy because it will not be able to export more oil rather than Chinese market. Without the Chinese market, Iran economy will be, face serious damage because during the last 2 weeks, Iran faced the war between, during the war, Iran economy damaged, and if Iran loses Chinese market, it's a very dangerous situation for the Iranian economy, and maybe the Iranian economy will be collapsed by the coming years if we lose the Chinese oil market.
All right, we'll have to leave it there. Thank you so much, Umud Shokri, for your time.
Thanks very much.